Back to the daily grind, and shout out to the full-time patrons. Make sure to hit subscribe if you're new and hit thumbs up if you're not a baby back bagel biting bitch boy, cause you know what time it is. It's full time.
MMA.
UFC commentator, stand-up comedian, and podcast extraordinaire Joe Rogan believes CM Punk vs. Mike Jackson should be held in the amateurs and not UFC 225. He says it shouldn't even be on Tuesday Night Contender show. It should be in some amateur event somewhere. That's really where they are. These guys are learning how to compete. They're in their first fight on the pay-per-view. That's fucking crazy. And it's even crazier if you consider there's fights like Alistair Overeem versus Curtis Blades on the prelims. Holly Holm versus Megan Anderson was on the prelims. Those two got switched, and all of those fights are between ranked fighters. I have low-key title implications. If Curtis Blades able to beat Alistair Overeem, he could be one fight away from the title. If there's no clear-cut contender, it could be him. As far as Holly Holm versus Megan Anderson, the winner of that fight's pretty clearly going to be fighting Chris Cyborg. And those are, we got two title fights already on that joint. And then right in the middle, right on the pay-per-view, you got CM Punk versus Mike Jackson, both 0-1 in the UFC, 0-1 professionally. Who's gonna, which can is gonna crush the other one, right? I mean, and I don't know what's gonna happen in this fight, but you guys know I'm rocking with CM Punk for this fight specifically. #WarPunk. Because he's not fighting Mickey Gall this time. He's not fighting some jiu-jitsu ace, which he did in his last fight, right? Mickey Gall, people knew about his jiu-jitsu skills coming into the fight. He only had one win, but it was via submission, and still, he had some highly touted jiu-jitsu skills. Mike Jackson, I've heard he had like one or two kickboxing or Muay Thai fights, and they might have lost them both, if I'm not mistaken. I don't know. But this guy is not, he's not a world beater, to say the least. Mike Jackson doesn't have any professional MMA wins, and he only has one professional MMA fight. So this is going to legit be like an amateur fight. Two guys, getting their feet wet before they get ready for the UFC, but they're fighting on the biggest stage. So that, what Joe Rogan says makes complete sense. But now, just to play devil's advocate, this is the UFC, the Ultimate Fighting Circus, and there's no no one bigger than CM Punk at this point on this card. He might be the most popular fighter on the card, and this is also the Conor McGregor era, right, where trash talk sells. The biggest, whoever can draw the most attention to them can get the most opportunities. So if you're someone like CM Punk, who's already got a lot of attention coming on, of course you're going to get that opportunity. And if you've been putting in the time and the work to become a professional fighter, yeah, I think CM Punk probably shouldn't be in the UFC if you're thinking about it as a purist sport, which clearly it no longer is, right? This is the UFC Ultimate Fighting Circus. But if this was a purist sport and it was being ran, the rankings made sense and everything was right in the world of the UFC, then yes, CM Punk shouldn't be on the main card, shouldn't even be in the UFC. But that's not what today is. So I feel like CM Punk can come in here. He's gonna bring an audience, and he's gonna have the skills to compete in this fight. This fight only. Now, what's next for CM Punk? We're not even going to talk about that right now. But also another thing about him being on the pay-per-view, just another thing is you sell pay-per-views. That's one thing CM Punk's going to do, right? If you put him on the free TV, everybody that watches the WWE can just watch CM Punk fight, and they don't even have to buy the pay-per-view. But if you're a WWE fan now and you want to support CM Punk, you're going to buy the pay-per-view. So as a business, that makes a lot more sense to put CM Punk on there as well. So what Joe Rogan says is completely right as far as skill level is concerned. But as far as business is concerned, if I'm the UFC, I'm putting CM Punk on that joint too. So I ain't mad either way. So with that being said, it is what it is. Let the full-time family know what you think about this in the comments. I'm out. And as always, thanks for checking out this video. If you want to join the notification gang, make sure you hit subscribe and also hit the bell next to it so you're notified every time I upload a video. And if you want to help this channel reach its full potential, consider hitting the PayPal link in the description or going to patreon.com/fulltimemma and becoming a patron. I'm out.
This is #1 bullshit.